Yo, it's your man Jam C.
What up, peeps? It's your girl, Sha Money.
And we are 2/3 of the squad going vocal.
Listen, people, we are unfortunately have to report that your favorite guy, Lil Bim, was caught up in a stripper raid, and one of the strippers had COVID, and apparently he was in a dark place with this stripper, and now your man, Lil Bim, has COVID.
Them damn Republicans.
Only the Republicans who don't believe in getting vaccinated are getting the fucking
Facts.
COVID.
Facts.
But no, on a serious note, Lil Bim is not with us today because he is stricken with the coronavirus that many of us refer to affectionately as COVID. So we are here holding down the fort. We want to shout Lil Bim out and wish you well. We're going to be dropping off a care package. But kind of like take this as a PSA, people. I know many of us got vaccinated because we had to for work and school. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the numbers have gone down versus where we were in 2021 and 2020. But please still take it seriously. I'm not here to tell you to go get vaccinated, but please protect yourself. If you're traveling, because Lil Bim was traveling.
Yeah.
If you're traveling or, you know, you're in areas where folks may not be practicing safe procedures, please protect yourself. The coronavirus, COVID, whatever you want to call it, is not gone. It is still here. And unfortunately, people are still dying from it. So please protect yourself. Protect yourself. There is only one you. There's only one you. So shouts out to the brother Lil Bim. Hopefully you get better. If not, you will not be getting paid. We docking your fucking pay. So you can play around if you want.
You get sick time, but it's sick time without pay.
Bruh, you ain't. Hey, this ain't the corporate America. You do not have unlimited sick time. So you got one day. If you are not back here for the next taping, you getting your pay docked.
Off with your check, kid. Off with your check. You get a check 50% off.
But Jam C, it's good to see you.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Always.
You know what's been going on with you? How you holding it down, fam?
Yo, you know what? I think like well, you know, you guys are mine. You guys y'all travel. Y'all got to travel. So I'm a little bit jealous because you guys both were gone. Republican Lou was south. Both of you guys southbound. He was out there in the Carolinas. You was out there in Nolas. And, you know, you guys got to leave me out here. So I'm getting ready to plan a trip just for me and y'all. Now y'all gonna catch me via satellite somewhere else.
Jam C, back in October, you was out there running all kind of marathons. So we just did it at a different time. So we all been taking time.
I got you. My week has actually been productive. It's been good despite everything that's going on. It's a lot of stuff going on I know we're going to talk about today too. But before we get there, how was your week?
You know what? You kind of segued into it. I had the opportunity, and folks, this is a big deal. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday besides my birthday, because yes, my birthday is a national holiday. This is the first time in my life that I've never been home with my family in my entire life. And I had the pleasure of spending a milestone birthday with my little baby sister, who's like family, not really friends anymore. I think we're far past that. Mm-hmm. But she had a milestone birthday, and one of her requests was she wanted to go to New Orleans, and she know I'm game for that. So we spent the week of Thanksgiving in New Orleans. When I tell you, a time was fucking had. A fucking time was had. First of all, let me just tell you about this hotel we stayed in. So I never stayed in a Virgin hotel before, right?
Me neither.
I'm usually a Zoetry property, breezes type of gal. You know, I'm usually one of them. I want to wave my hand and have somebody come and bring me a little drink with a straw in it and a umbrella. We didn't have a suite. We had a chamber.
Oh, that's
That shit
Richard
was
Branson.
So
I'm not
friggin' nice. You know, I didn't care for the lobby because it had a lot of eclectic stuff. The artwork was great, but there was a lot of shit. It was like a giant rabbit sitting down there. I mean, I got into a tussle with the rabbit. But yeah, it was a man dressed in a rabbit suit, and it was like a statue. It was a lot of eclectic, weird shit, but the artwork was great. A lot of live music, but we did not notice that when we booked this trip that Thanksgiving weekend in New Orleans is a major fucking deal. Yeah. They have, and again, I've probably been living under a rock. I mean, I haven't traveled to all the states in the U.S., traveled to a lot of them, never knew about this Bayou Classic. Mm-hmm. It's my new favorite shit.
Yeah,
so if we got listeners and viewers in New Orleans, y'all might have to put me up if I can't get this chamber again, because that joint was lit. So luckily we were there a few days before, so we were able to get out. I've been to New Orleans before, but it was my family's first time, so we got out to do some of the things she wanted to do. And I'm telling you, Thursday night, that joint got live. I mean, live. So we were able to go to the Maxwell concert. We went to the Battle of the Bands. We got to see the games and everything between the battles between Grambling and Southern University, because that's the Bayou, the North and the South. So I'm all educated up to speed on that. I was going for Grambling. We didn't win. But hey, I learned a lot. It was a great time. So people, if you want to get away or travel with your family, that is a great place to go.
Sounds like
for Thanksgiving weekend. Lit. I will totally think to do that again. But you know what? My week's been good. Just, I don't know. Like I said last time, I don't know. For some reason, I feel emotionally like on a little bit of a roller coaster. It's hard to put my finger on one thing. Still happy, still grateful, still thankful. But, sometimes life be life, and it's hard to pinpoint the one thing. It might be 7 little things that make you feel a little overwhelmed. But, listen, I'm here. I'm happy to be, alive, and I'm going to make the best of this shit. So, you know what? It's all good. But, what we talking about today? Let's get into that.
Oh shit! There's so much going on today. I got up this morning, and it's been,
Is this about the gas you had? You told us about?
No, that's going to be on media takeout, the gas, and so But I think like what's been trending for on my phone every day, in and day out, I've been getting beat up with the Diddy episode.
Oh my god!
The Diddy
Mr.
and Cassie.
Combs, you dirty dog, you dirty dog.
It's the wild factor, because now you got Aaron Hall, all these people chiming
everybody.
in
They
with
got Jamie
stories.
Foxx. They on Jamie Foxx ass. Aaron Hall, I think he just trying to make noise.
They implicating Ja Rule and all these people now in the mix of Diddy's escapades, and it's just, and then you got Gene Dill, who turned it up a notch.
Well, folks, today we are going to try to dive into this. We're going to share our thoughts. We want to hear from you. Jam, if they want to chime in about this situation with Diddy and let us know their thoughts, where they can hit us up at?
Go on vocal@gmail.com. That's GOINVOCAL @gmail.com.
Ooh, a self-proclaimed spelling bee champ is
that's
at
right.
it again.
That's fighting for the title.
Listen, I'm going to let you start, because I don't know where I want to come in for this. When we decided that we was going to talk about this, and we're going to have to come back to this, because I really want Lou Bim here, because I know Lou Bim going to have some thoughts on that. So I'm sorry he's not here as we kick this off, because this is continuing to evolve. Because when we first started planning to talk about this, since then, 2 more victims have come forward with allegations, for a total of 3 victims. So I wrote things down, I scrapped it, and I came back, and I was like, I'm going to be anecdotal. I'm going to stick to the facts of what I know. And I'm struggling with that approach to just stick to the facts. I'm struggling with that. So let me see how you come in with it and where your head is at. Let me see how I can kind of get involved in the discussion.
And again, Diddy's not a family member of mine, but I'm almost hurt by this whole situation.
Hurt when and why?
I'm hurt for 2 parties. I'm hurt for Cassie. And
so hold on, before we dive into it, let's give a little context, just in case some of our viewers and listeners.
They're saying,
if you don't mind, let me set the context, because I got it right here.
Go for it. Go for it.
So, some of you may or may not know the name Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, Sean Diddy Combs, Sean Johns. But if you have been living under a rock for the last 20 plus years, he is an industry mogul in the music business, well known for his clothes, his fashion, shiny suits, and all things robbing artists for their money. Publishing. So they say, allegedly. But he has been very influential in bringing a lot of people's careers. Many of the people that we know and love today, Mary J. Blige, Wantel, Mace, The Lox, all of these people, tons of them, he's had a hand in bringing up their career. And November 15th, he was accused by his former girlfriend and lover, Cassandra Ventura, also a R&B singer, also known as Cassie. Very pretty young woman. Mm-hmm. She dated Mr. Combs, Sean Brother Love, for a little over a decade, and she is now alleging that during that entire tumultuous relationship that it was highly abusive, that she was sex trafficked, she was physically beat on not one, but just consistently throughout this relationship. And she filed the lawsuit, and within 24 hours, that lawsuit was settled. Not the individual Mr. Combs, Sean P. Diddy, was named. It was him as a corporation.
Yes.
Bad Boy as a corporation, and the record label, which was Epic, I believe. Am I correct with that, Jam? Epic was named as the defendants. So I forgot who her lawyer was, but we'll come back to that. That was the smartest fucking move ever, to go against them corporations and not him as an individual. So smart move. So that's the context of what we are going to be talking about, these rape and sexual abuse and trafficking allegations that have come out against P. Diddy. So I'm sorry, Jam. I just want to delay that context. I didn't want people to start talking about it, and then it take people 10 minutes to chime in, and then by that time they know it and they flip to some other corny ass shit. So stick with us, people. Stick with us.
Yeah, I feel my heart goes out to both parties. More so for Cassie, if she endured that, because I don't think no female should go through that.
I agree.
I think that. And just the fact that she stayed there, I don't know what was the reason for staying as long as she did.
Fear.
But I think some of it is because you really want to establish yourself too as an artist, because she still was doing music, So, but I think at some point she developed the courage to get out the situation, and with the help of her, what's that, husband now?
Yeah, Alex Fine.
Yeah, who was also a former trainer of
P. Diddy.
So
that entertainment business is
wild, crazy.
Fucking messy.
And for him,
messier than your baby mama and her baby father situation.
Yeah, and for him, he had to know that karma was going to hit him at some point, because you can't. He was living too. If the rumors are true, he was living reckless for a long time, because now they're starting to backtrack his history with other artists. And other actions that he was taking, they're going back into the parties. Now they're gonna start going into his financial records. It's really not gonna be good for him.
Yeah, they're gonna tear his legacy down. He might as well forget that shit. So I think where I want to start is, I think my heart goes out to Cassie for the abuse that I believe she endured during this time. And it's sad, because as a fan of the music and the hip hop, I'm part of the first hip hop generation.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be one of my claims to fame. Like, I'm part of the generation that helped put hip hop on the map. So to be thinking back to all of those years ago, seeing her out with Diddy and all of that, and never knowing behind closed doors that this young woman was being abused, my heart goes out to her. And I know one of the things that I want to address, and I know I've heard so many people saying online, why'd she wait so long? She's a victim. Like, don't attack the victim, right? You never know how people deal with trauma. For me, he'd have never got it off, because me and my family would have rolled on his monkey ass. But that's us. This woman was being abused, and people were saying, oh, it's a money grab, because of course that's what Mr. Combs' lawyers are saying, that, this is a money grab. These are all salacious lies. And I mean, she filed under the Survivors Act, and if you guys are not familiar with that, you should take a look into that.
Yes.
That is an act that was put into place to protect victims of abuse, and I mean, it should be no statute of limitations. If somebody did something to you when you were 7 and you can't come forward until you're 30, I don't think people should be criticizing you because you waited X amount of years to come forward with your truth. Again, it is abuse, and everybody handles and abuse differently. So I think
it's
that's
also
the first
embarrassing, not to cut you off, but it's embarrassing too.
It is, and he is a extremely powerful person, right? You talk about a man that can have anyone, anything at the drop of a dime. Who would believe her?
Not only that, he's controlled the media for so long. Think about the radio station. He controlled the narrative pretty much his whole career since Bad Boy began. So had she said something earlier, it would have got probably laughed off.
And listen, let's break down some of the things that are alleged in this affidavit and this petition from Cassie. some of this shit blew my mind. Now I'm gonna be up front because I know everybody's jumping and choosing side. I've been a fan of Diddy's. Mm-hmm. We have the same birthday. I like how he run his business. May not agree with all his business tactics, but I'm not an expert. But I love his drive. I love his hustle. Yes. I love his energy. Mm-hmm. And I think I've always said all my life, that's my birthday twin. Now, the thing about me, I can't jump off a bandwagon and be phony. That's not who I am. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of his career. I want to be transparent with that, right? Because some people, when something happened to somebody, they be like, oh, I never liked them anyway. But they be capping. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest. I've been a fan. Like I said, loved his clothing, supported all as much of his endeavors as I could. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we have the same birthday. So I rocks with Diddy. Disgusted as a human and as a woman to know that he was taking this young woman through this shit. And I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know how much of it is true, but I definitely believe that a lot of this shit is true. When I listened to this one online attorney read off the allegations, mm-hmm. I was fucking floored, bro.
Yeah.
I was fucking floored at the disgusting, the perversion associated with it. The thing that knocked me out was that the affidavit, and again, I'm summarizing this. This is a Sha Moneyism.
Yeah.
If you would like to know what it says verbatim, please, it's all public records. You can read it. Mm-hmm. That he would force her to go out and get men.
Yes.
With large penises who were very well endowed, and he would force her to have sex with them, and he would watch.
Yeah.
Ooh. You was a wild boy. You was a nasty joker. You was a sick motherfucker. I'm sorry. There's no way to keep that clean.
Now,
You're disgusting.
These were male prostitutes, correct?
They said some were and some wasn't.
Because they said, I knew male prostitutes. And I was like, wow, he's wild crazy for that.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's
so let's crazy. Hang our hats there. Let's not skirt past that. Let's set the scene. You are supposed to be in a relationship with this person. This person forces you to go out and put yourself out there where you could potentially be harmed. Mm-hmm. Bring back a prostitute or somebody selling services and forces you to have sex with them for their pleasure. You was a sick ass person.
But what's really crazy to me is the person who does it. Is he starstruck once he sees Diddy? I mean, they know it's Cassie, but you see Diddy there, you really like, yo, he really want me to fuck her. And it's
disgusting.
That's wild crazy.
I mean,
now, do they ask for an autograph after
I have no idea. I'm so disgusted that would even be how he deems pleasure. And listen, I don't want to be.
People do that though.
Too judgmental because everybody likes something different. You know what I'm saying? If you like a sock puppet or you into peanut butter and jelly, that's your shit. Do your shit. Like I believe you love and do it, but that to me is perverted. Then they talk about all the beatings.
Now that's when they kind of lose me with that, but then I don't.
So talk about why you. So are you thinking that's not true?
No, I'm not. You know what it is? Like I said, when we look at these artists, we put so much.
We put them on a pedestal.
We always like to look at the good in them.
Oh, so that.
And I understand. I know, and I believe her wholeheartedly. The reason why I feel that way is because when I look at the way all of his artists, just as artists, not even being in a relationship with him, his business practices with his artists, some could be your attorney, but some of it is the label. And I look at the way his artists were all done so wrong. They were even in their best situation, they were still done wrong. Mm-hmm. And to this day, he still hasn't made right with Biggie's legacy. So when you think about that pretty much tells you the integrity of the man. So I believe her. But it's just so hard sometimes. You know how when you hear these stories about people, you're like, no, because you don't want to believe it. So it's more
disappointment than you don't think it's
just
true.
It's like wild crazy.
I guess I'm disappointed too, but I'm more disgusted. that he took that young lady through that, right? Because there's people out there that sell services, and you are a powerful man. You could go buy that any day of the week.
Yes.
But why torment that young? I mean, she was with this dude for a decade.
Yeah.
And she was very young when she dated him. And now when I think back, I remember like a lot of times when they would be together, I always thought he was dragging her. Like,
because she was never allowed to speak.
He was always, Jam, I hope you don't mind. My hair's a little dry. It always seemed like he was pulling her, or he had her like this, keeping her close. That was my visual. But now maybe I'm looking too much into it.
But no, you're right.
Now that these allegations are out there.
You've never seen her allowed to talk. She's never discussed their relationship in media. You know, in some relationships, they interview the girl, especially since she's in the business.
Yeah, and he's so famous.
You've never seen her do an interview in reference to their relationship.
They said in one particular incident, he beat her so bad, she had to go to the hospital and had to have medical attention. And apparently she had to go to the hospital on multiple occasions.
That had to be LA.
Due to beatings. And what they're alleging is that in one particular case, he violated a major law, HIPAA. He had her medical records sent to him so that she couldn't access them, so she would have no proof.
That had to be in LA. No disrespect to LA, but they treat celebrities a little bit different.
I think that's everywhere.
In New York, but in New York, you from Brooklyn, you telling.
No, I don't believe that. I think it don't matter where you at. When you're that powerful and that high up on the food chain, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
I get you, but I'm willing to bank.
I'm sure it was in LA because that's where his home base is.
Yeah.
So I'm just disgusted at like the things that she said. I mean, she said it was always people around, and so that's my problem, right?
The people around, yeah.
You got all these yes men around you, and everybody. So this is where I think it's disgusting, this entertainment business. Like, people really truly sell their soul. Because it's people that's on the payroll, and they don't want to sacrifice they payroll and their salary, so they stand by and watch you do all kind of shit that fuck your career up and that ruins somebody else's lives. So now the fucking bodyguard, the head of security, wants to come out and say he's seen these beatings. Get your ass out of here.
And didn't say nothing at the
You're
time.
security, right? You're there to protect him, and that's not only from forces coming at him, but if he goes to jump off a building, you should be doing something to stop him. So if he's taking his fist and punching a woman, and you know that's going to be a potential lawsuit, I get it. He your boss, but you should say, hey, that's probably not a good idea. At the end of the day, Diddy is a grown man. He's accountable. But now all y'all people sat there and watched this shit happen. Shame on all of y'all clowns, especially y'all men that was standing there. Whether you was an artist or a valet person, you should have told somebody, because he was beating that girl real bad. In some cases,
we don't know if they ever stopped them or not.
I doubt it.
Some of them probably have and probably was fired. Some people,
I doubt it.
I
doubt it.
Because I think
you really honestly think these people stood up to a big music mogul like that and told them not to do anything?
I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm saying if somebody did do it, they was fired. But I also think that the trainer probably saw this going on, and what led to, I don't know how.
Let's hold on to that for a minute.
But I know like there was a lot of people paying attention and taking note.
To do what with it?
So eventually
she filed the claim on her own.
No, I know, but then now everything else is a domino effect.
So now they are, like you said earlier, they are now digging into a lot of his relationships, and of course they bring up poor beautiful Kim Porter.
Yeah.
KP, rest in peace, KP. Beautiful, beautiful woman. They say he broke Kim Porter's nose.
And I heard rumbles of that before this situation. So they were saying that before all of this.
Yo, that shit
The sad
hurt.
thing I don't like about it is because
Kim Porter, he beat Kim Porter?
She has kids who are alive, and now they got to live through this whole ordeal because
so
all
that's
that's
what
coming
I was thinking,
up now.
like, how do the kids, because he has the daughters, right? Like, the son. Like, how do the kids now look at you? Are they brainwashed? Like, how are you addressing this with your children? Like, and now it's coming out that you potentially was physically and verbally assaulting their mother for years. And then they are talking about a story that he had with one of his other baby mothers, where he slapped her in front of the child. And one of the housekeepers said something to him Now that's why I was asking you to hold that thought, because they said the housekeeper addressed it because the child asked the mama, did Poppy hit you, mommy? Poppy hit you in the face? And they said the housekeeper said
so was that
something
the girl Chance?
I think so. I think that was the mother of Chance's mother.
But
it's just disgusting. I mean, you so fucking arrogant and so blatant. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a fan of the music, but he need to be dealt with for that. I'm sorry. You need to be dealt with. And they're saying that it's not just Cassie. It's not just Kim Porter. They are talking about that now, digging into Kim Porter's untimely death because they were saying that was pneumonia. Her family has been adamant that she was not previously sick, and there's this undertone that she was writing a tell-all book. Now, I'm not gonna start no conspiracy theories, but y'all can look that up online. People are talking crazy about it. Crazy. And now they saying good old Misa Hilton is on his ass too.
Wow.
Now, they're not saying rape and sexual abuse allegations, but something is coming.
Yeah.
And it involves Misa Hilton. And there are several other women who have now come forward. One woman goes back as far as 1991, indicating that he drugged her. And that, wait a minute. And that was the other thing. They say he was drugging Cassie.
Wow.
Drugging that girl.
In that life. Yeah.
And then so people that say why she couldn't get away, if you was drugged and being beat, where you get the will or the strength to even get away?
And a lot of times, and again, and to what we talking about, a lot of times people, and I know this sounds wild, crazy, but people really do anything to be in the industry because they love the industry.
Yep.
And you look at, and not to bring this guy up, but R. Kelly, when you look at the people that was under R. Kelly, a lot of times we could say, well, why didn't they get out? Because I think it's a lot of, it's
mental abuse.
Mental, it's mental. Yeah, it's a mental situation where you there are things about the life that is so great and so awesome, you love it, but there's a lot of pain in it too.
Yeah.
So, and I think they focus more on the love for it. So, and to your point, you get it's a certain level of way of living, you get to fall in love with that.
You get accustomed to it.
Yeah, so she was around Cassie was around a lot of important situations, but she dealt with a lot of shit that we had no clue she was dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's just sad because like she was apparently not talking to anybody.
She probably was afraid.
Yeah, but I mean like family. I'm sure he did her away from all of that.
But even if he didn't, he's so powerful. He could have told her, yo, if you say anything, I'm going to kill your family. What's she going to do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nothing either because it's believable. I mean, he's a billionaire. He could make anything happen. When you talking about Ray from down the street?
In the music industry, this is not news to nobody.
Oh no, I think it happens more often than not.
No, they knew everybody in the industry around him knew.
But here's the thing. They saying that this all shit was passed down to him from some very senior record execs. They talking about your boy Barry Gordy. They talking about your man Clive Davis, Jimmy Iovine. They said all of them. And I've never been close to like the industry inner circle, but there has always been rumblings about Diddy having wild parties. And so initially the wild parties are like fun, a lot of females, a lot of, big champagne. But as those stories continue to morph, it was very perverted and diversion and drug use and people being drugged against their will and not being aware that they were taking drugs. And some very deviant, abusive, sexual encounters happening with females and males.
And men.
And I will tell you, that now is under very much scrutiny given these allegations from these three women. So people are bringing up shit. They talked about how Kid Cudi's car got blown up because he was trying to holler at Cassie and Diddy flipped out. Did you see that report?
Yeah. And how a lot of and you see Kid Cudi, you don't even really see him no more. And
he came out and confirmed it.
I know, but you see after that whole situation, he went radio silent. But he's still doing music.
So you think that was because of Diddy?
Yeah, definitely because he owns radio. He owns 95% of the labels. So you talking about radio, YouTube, all the social media platforms he has his hands in. Look at the situation. Perfect example. Look at the situation, and this is in reference to his power. With what's the sister name? The sister that fights for the young lady that I can't forget her name. She had an issue on United Airlines, and she's an activist. She had an incident on United Airlines where the stewardess disrespected her. They ended up, I think, removing her from the plane. Somehow she called him. He called the head of United, and they handled that. They formally apologized to her and the whole shit.
Wow.
Because the United CEO is a good friend of his. So he's powerful.
So I'm sorry, I take all that back because I'm trying to make status on United. So I'm sorry of anything I said. I was drugged, but nah, seriously.
Oh, yeah, he handled that.
Yeah, I mean, but he's powerful. He's tied into all kind of industries outside of it. He's a mogul. Like, you can't downplay the access that he has and the influence he has. So, I mean, they talk about stories where somebody else was trying to, like, work with Cassie. So he could have stifled her career, you know, intentionally. Absolutely. Because they said there were some such scenarios where, like, male R&B artists wanted to work with her, and he told them no. Apparently she was in the studio with some male R&B singer, and Diddy got wind of it, and he shut the whole session down. He shut the whole shit down. So, I mean, he's a very powerful man, but, you know, he didn't handle his responsibilities, and now that shit is coming back to haunt him on his ass. I don't feel sorry for him. If he has done half of what he is alleged to do, I have no sympathy for him. Still a fan of the music and the art, but I don't have no sympathy if you were really, truly abusing women like that.
Especially when you have daughters.
Now, here's what's funny to me. Him and Mary J. Blige is like this.
Brother,
she ain't said shit. None of the other artists that always been attached to him
come to his aid.
Nobody has come to their aid and said anything. So nobody wants to be attached to this. So it's like everybody's treating him like he got the plague. So you know he arrogant like me. We a Scorpio. So when this all blows over, I wonder how he gonna handle them people and what their engagement is gonna be like post these allegations. But $30 million goes to Mrs. Ventura / fine. $30 million. They ate that 24 hours. I think that's the swiftest settlement ever.
And the wild crazy shit is there was no NDA.
She's still going to get paid because she's going to write a tell-all book. She's going to play herself in the Netflix special. And she's going to get paid. Yeah. She's going to get exclusive rights in People, all of these magazines telling her story. She gonna get paid, and so listen,
and I know it's not. We don't forgive us.
No amount of money, no amount of money will compensate for what she has endured for over 10 years. And then you gotta think about what she's going through right now. She's saying this. I'm finally able to tell my story, and people are killing her on social media. So she probably can't even go outside. So let's not make it seem like it's all gravy for her because. People be diehard fans. I heard that people were making death threats to her.
I believe that.
So now she has to have security. She can't just go out with her. And she has 2 small children. She has to think about her spouse, who was once Diddy's trainer. Mr. Alex Fine. So we got to do more digging into that to figure out how that happened.
Yeah.
So people are trying to criticize her for that. Oh, you got married and you were sleeping around and cheating on him. Listen, that aside, you can date whoever you want and whoever you meet. You know, I might date somebody that somebody used to know. So who am I to talk? I ain't here to judge nobody. But it's not safe for her. So just because she got awarded this $30 million, that doesn't make her life perfect. No, she's got to protect herself. And she's got to protect her children. So it's no cakewalk. Social media is probably bad. It's definitely. I've seen some of these comments. They
wildin'.
Terrible. Shame on y'all people. Y'all have no sympathy for anybody in what they're going through. But the one person who has always been saying that these things were happening is Mr. Curtis Jackson.
Yeah, he's wild.
Curtis has
privy to
always said this, and he stood on business.
Yeah.
He stood on business. He's never taken his foot off the pedal. He has always said there has been some undertone and undercurrent of some freaky shit going on. He even said how Ja Rule could have been caught up in some shit with Diddy. He's always said that.
But you know what's so funny? DMX said the same thing. God bless his dad. But I think what they do is they give you the hint, but they protect the industry by not exposing it. You get what I'm saying?
I got you. They say something, but they don't really say something.
Yeah, so 50 gave the shots, but he still protected the fraternal of the industry not to give you that. But I could tell you from being in somewhat of the industry that you always hear those rumors of those things.
You ever been to a Diddy party?
No, but I've heard about the parties.
What have you heard, JMC? Tell us some more about
that. A lot of shit be going on.
Like what? Tell us why. Tell us what you heard.
Drugs, sex with same gender sexes.
Okay.
And a lot of drugs.
Wow.
By your favorite artists, like. And I know, like, I went to a party once.
Here we go, people.
But I went to a party, and it was actually a Hollywood industry. It was music and actors there in this party. And you won't believe the amount of cocaine you see people using in front of you, like your favorite TV artists. And I'm like, yo, they actually doing drugs in front of me.
Just doing it?
Just doing it.
Wow.
Like, they really take it there. And it's just like, yo, you be fucked up.
I came from the chicken wings and they got cocaine on the table.
It's something that you can't, like, you could share it with somebody, but they wouldn't, first of all, they wouldn't believe you were there. That's one.
Right.
And then they wouldn't believe it was that person because of the way we perceive them on TV.
Because we have this persona that we build up and we put these artists, actors on these pedestals, but at the end of the day, they still people and they make bad decisions, and they think that many of them, not all, because I don't want to be absolute, some of them think that they are untouchable. Exactly. And when you get that much influence and that much reach, these people think they can do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So
they think they can do anything, and they have, and they will. And
that's what happens. And I think, like, so now I understand why certain producers or DJs don't go to industry parties. Like when we used to go to Marley house, Marley never went to a party, but he never told us why. Yeah, that's but wild. I can understand why now.
All that wild, freaky shit. Like you said, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
And I guess these people, once they get in that inner circle, they don't want to lose that access. I mean, let's talk about it, because people are saying something happened to Jamie Foxx at Diddy got something to do with that. Yeah. And so that shit tight-lipped, and people are still trying to figure out what really happened. Yeah. Cameron Diaz knew something about it. They got her quiet and shit like that. Damn near killed fucking Jamie Foxx. So I don't know what be going on at these parties, but I hear they get wild and crazy. I mean, I just want to give me a little order of wings or a little lobster tail. I ain't go for no cocaine, so that shit is crazy. So, I mean, I just think more is going to come out.
Absolutely.
I don't think this is the end of it.
Talk about this as it unfolds.
Yeah, because it's still unfolding. I mean, like I said, 2 more allegations have come out by 2 more individuals. You got goofy ass Aaron Hall talking crazy. Some of y'all remember him from Guy. I think he just trying to get some TV time, talking about how big his member is. I mean, nobody don't want to hear that.
The porn star, go for it.
I mean, Aaron, your time is up. Let it go, bro.
And then he's stupid for saying it, because now somebody trying to sue him.
They trying to sue him. They got a lawsuit against him, Jamie Foxx. I mean, these women are coming out of the woodwork, but not for nothing. Kudos to y'all women. Y'all had to deal with this. I don't know how this abuse could have manifested in your life, could have stopped you from getting a job, having healthy relationships, the full gamut. So, if you were a victim of this, I support you. I stand with you in solidarity. I don't give a damn if it's 10, 15, 20 years. If these things actually happen to you, you have the right to come forward whenever you feel comfortable to be able to deal with it, because you're going to be getting killed in the court of public opinion.
Absolutely.
So it ain't about that. It's about stopping that trauma, healing, and making people accountable. And for these moguls and these billionaires and millionaires, their money is what they care about. Because we know they not going to jail, most of them. They ain't going to do an R. Kelly on everybody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They made a scapegoat out of him. They ain't putting Diddy in jail. So fuck that. Take his money. They ain't putting Diddy in jail. That first of all, that shit gonna be tied up in court for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they gonna make him plead guilty to some bum ass shit. They gonna put him in a federal prison for 3 months and he gonna be home. It ain't even worth it. And I'm not saying he shouldn't go to jail. And I'm not saying that's not a reason to pursue it. But I think you also have to be realistic.
Yeah, he won't go to jail.
Yeah, I would think he would never see the inside of a jail cell. So
at least not for this. They
not
still
for this.
investigating him for the other thing. But yeah.
So I mean, again, I think this is going to continue to unfold. Hopefully, our brother Lou Bim will be back with us in another week or so as he recuperates from COVID, and then we can continue to dive in. But listen, people, y'all heard what we got to say. We don't have all the answers, but we're tuned in and locked in with JMC. If they want to send us some links, tell us what they know. If we've missed anything, let us know, because JMC had a little bit of gas issue early in the week, so he was not immediately on everything. But Jam, where can they hit us up?
At goingvocal@gmail.com. That's GOYNVOCAL@gmail.com. Always.
That's the email address, people. Listen, it's a lot going on this week, so stay tuned. Be safe out there. But listen, we about to get into my favorite part of the show, where we light somebody's ass up.
Can I do mine real quick? Because mine.
Go ahead.
All right. I just want to say, I think my Get Your Shit Together is actually going out to us.
Wow.
Because
wait, who the fuck is us?
Us, the U.S., the American people.
Okay.
And I say the American people, especially my African American people. We need to get our shit together and keep abreast of not only the whole Diddy situation, but what current events is going on in our nation. You know, today was one of the ships was bombed on today.
Where?
They said in the Red Sea.
What ship?
The U.S. something. The USS.
Well, damn,
something.
Jam, how you gonna criticize us? Don't know all the information.
Listen, all I needed to know was that this country is at war and they're not telling us. Okay. So that's the whole point. There's a war going on that we're really not paying attention to.
Well, it's a lot of distraction. You got the Gaza Strip and the Hamas and all of that.
I just want people to be aware of that, because there's and then they sent you I don't know if you saw the video, but I should have sent it to you guys, where they at the same time they noted this bombing that happened out in the Red Sea against us. They also had under that picture a picture of Joe Biden somewhere falling asleep. I don't know if you saw that. That shit was hilarious. I ain't mean to laugh at it, but they was like, meanwhile, this is what he doing. And he was somewhere sitting down. Wow. And you know how, and I'm going to keep it short, the senior citizens be sitting there and they going to this nod.
He's 81 years old.
I know, but it was wild, disrespectful. But we need to be really abreast of what's going on in our front doors, because we don't ever want another 9/11. Because they not telling us anything, and they're bombarding us with all this bullshit on the news.
Distractions.
That they're not really telling us what's going on, that we're going to eventually pay for next year with our tax dollars.
And with that being said, y'all better get y'all shit together.
I get my shit together too.
Listen, I got two. If it's okay with you.
You got two?
I got two.
Shy Money always had part twos of her get your shit
together.
I
know, but these are two independent ones. Okay. My first one is going to be quick and sweet. Nah, it ain't going to be sweet. It's for your ass.
Okay.
Yo, my shit Lil Bim will back me up when he comes. Yo, so we have a group chat with me, him, and Lil Bim. Of course, we working on ideas. We're trying to build. We're planning for our next business meeting. Not for nothing, shameless sidebar. When we have our business meeting, we're always talking about getting connected with some of the larger platforms. The amount of money that we spend at these dinner meetings, it's like we've already made it to the next level. Yo, we going to Cheesecake Factory this time. Yo, we be getting car service, going to New York, being at all these fancy ass 4 and 5-star restaurants. Next thing you know, the bill be $600. We ain't even made it yet. We still working, people. So, yo, sidebar about that. But we have a group chat. This man over here, out of pocket, the amount of messages he sends in that chat, it had my phone like this. So we were preparing for today and we was trying to get some information together, but I wanted to take a nap before the show. This joker had my phone on scream for like 4 hours. I was so pissed off when I got to the studio. I was like, JMC, what was the reckless texting for? And then I felt bad because Lou Bim is sick. He was trying to text. I'm like, damn, poor Lou Bim. So my shit goes to you. Get your shit together, bro.
I got my shit together.
Yo, my second one is about customer service in the U.S. Doesn't exist. Mm-mm. So quick story. The little kids was over my house on Saturday. I promised them Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks type of gal. I went and got them donuts. They all little girls, so of course they wanted donuts with sprinkles. Mm-hmm. So I got 4 donuts. 3 were supposed to be strawberry frosted with sprinkles. 1 glazed for me that I was going to eat on the way home. I get the donuts back. It's mutiny at my house. You know how these little kids are. If you give one something, they all got to have it or they're going to fight to the death. Mm-hmm. Only one of the donuts has sprinkles. Holy shit. I got one losing her shit, and I got one in a full-on cry. No one wants to eat the donuts that only have the strawberry. So I beg these kids to eat the donut, but I'm going to make it right. Sunday morning, the kids are still asleep. I go to the grocery store to get some eggs to make these kids some food. I'm gonna write the donut situation. I'm gonna correct this. I go back to the same Dunkin' Donuts. I say, hey, I was here yesterday. This is how much my order was. You guys did not give me the right donuts. I'm not asking for a refund, but I would ask that you comp me one of the strawberry donuts with sprinkles. Mm-hmm. I got kids. They get ready to wake up. I don't want no smoke. You are not going to believe the interrogation that this man, who apparently is the manager, maybe / owner, I don't know, took me through for this one strawberry frosted fucking donuts. Mind you, I still had to buy 3 more donuts because, again, I was eating another glazed donut on the ride home. So it wasn't like I was coming in just for the one donut. I was coming in to make another purchase. It's 8:15 in the morning. It's pouring down raining. I'm getting rain in my car. And you want to have a 10-minute conversation with me about a fucking strawberry sprinkled donut. Like, sir, it is not that serious.
D&D is the worst.
The customer service was so shitty. Just give me the donut and let me go. And I actually was going to buy a spritzer. And I changed my mind because I didn't want to spend no more money with him because of the interrogation that he was taking me through. I'm like, nigga, you think I'm pulling up in a luxury vehicle, drippy like this early in the morning?
Google review him. I'm the king of that.
And for one donut, it is not that serious. So if you out here and you own a business and part of your business is contingent upon customer service, and you giving shitty customer service, get your shit together.
Get your shit together.
I'm
going to leave the audience, we're going to leave you with this. Google review. When y'all have a bad customer service experience, Google review that the company where you went to. They will respond to you. Corporate will respond to you. And they will handle it immediately.
I think we need to do more of that because we work so hard for our money. Like on some serious shit, we work so hard for our money. $1 is hard to come by.
Absolutely.
Everything has gone up anywhere from 20 to 35%. So our money is not stretching as far as it has in the past, right? So I think businesses have gotten way too comfortable with dishing out shitty service.
Absolutely.
So people, do what Jam say. Review them. Write letters. I'm telling you, that shit don't make no sense. Listen, this is how
far back it goes. I Google reviewed an airline, and I got half a ticket. So it's worth it. Google review them.
Yeah, you
Google
should.
Them for when I had a car issue, went to AutoZone. The guy was mad, disrespectful, and rude. I reviewed them. They called me the next day, and they handled it. So I tell people all the time, Google review.
I'm going to start doing that. I used to do that, and I don't know, I got away from it. I'm going to start doing that.
You need more people. And then sometimes what helps, too, attach people onto that. Tell somebody or tell a friend. They could tell a whole different story or tell the same story. Tell that you need enough of those 1 stars, and they respond.
Yeah, because they don't want to do that. Yeah. So y'all giving out that shitty customer service, get y'all shit together, yo.
Get your shit together.
And listen, folks, that's the end of this week's episode, but y'all know we coming back again and again like crack in the 80s, baby. We just keep coming back, baby. But listen, tune in. Don't forget to tell your family you love them. Be safe out there. Stay away from people in dark places with wet faces. And with that being said, your favorite squad is out, baby. Peace.
Everybody tune into the Pod Squad now.